Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So before my phone dies, I would like to quickly make a video based on the last month where I've been down a dose of medication and yeah, my room, this room is a bit of a mess and I'm trying to, okay, I'm not good yet. So basically I have been taking 18 milligrams for a whole month now. It's been like a month and 2 days or something like that. And there's been a few odd days where I'm like, I am switching back to 25 milligrams. But here's the thing. I am going to try and wait it out a bit longer. In August, the second week of August, I have a week off work. So I'm thinking I'm going to wait until then to make my decision, because then during that week it will be so much easier for me to like ring up and speak to a doctor, because it won't, I work like Monday to Friday, so it can be a bit more difficult. And so yeah, it's not been very up and down. It's been up and down though. Like, I've had good days and I've had bad days, and I think I've had more bad days. This is going to sound really weird, but I've had more bad days where, like, I would say my ADHD is more at the forefront of myself and causing me more problems. But then I've had some really good days, so much so that the days are better in terms of like feeling better in myself than when I was on 25 milligrams, if that makes sense. So because of those days, because of the moods being a lot more positive for me, like before ADHD it was like moods, well, basically I could have like happy days and more depressive days. To be honest, a lot of it was like lower down, especially like working days and days when I was tired. Oh my gosh, I could be really like down and feeling, anxiety is something I want to address as well. But I have also found, like I'm saying, like I found that the things that I wanted to, the reasons why I wanted to try them seem to be actually the reasons that are coming out in my day-to-day life. So let's just quickly go over them. Physical health. So I feel less need to overeat, which is really good. I still need to sort out my diet. And I've exercised twice. And okay, I've done yoga as well, so I'm not counting that, but I've exercised twice, which is so much better than the months and months where I didn't do any exercise whatsoever. So, you know, I'm getting there. My heart rate, my resting heart rate is decreased. So before I said that it was like in the 90s and now it's in the 80s. So that actually has happened. I noticed that like pretty early on, and it's just been quite consistent. But it did go up a little bit during a few days when I felt quite stressed, and it came down. I would say I'm feeling happier in myself, which obviously is a very positive thing, and it's quite motivating when you're in a better mood to do stuff that you don't really want to do. So that's good. But before I was just mainly neutral and I could think things through, and I also had less thoughts, and now I have a lot more thoughts. I have a lot more creative ideas, things like that. So that's been really good. I found on the 3-week mark was when it really started, more of my ADHD symptoms started to come back. So initially it was at the point where I went down the dose, and I had more thoughts in my head, and I felt better in myself. Like, I felt more like myself without it being too difficult for me to deal with some of the ADHD symptoms. Over time, like especially at the 3-week point, I felt a dip in my concentration levels. I was making more mistakes, which now I realise I just need better systems in place to avoid making those mistakes. And I had so many coping mechanisms before, and I just was able to drop them all. Driving, so making more mistakes at work, which is something that, you know, I need to work on a bit. Driving, so that was one of the things I noticed a dip in concentration on. And again, it's just me having better systems in place to avoid getting distracted in the first place. like just getting distracted, like changing songs and things like that, and just being very aware that I am likely to do that, and to try and avoid it as much as I can, and just try and like put some things into place like that. And then the other thing is the anxiety. So I started to feel a bit more anxiety, and it was mostly around the mistakes that I was making and the things that I was doing, that I was maybe doing a bit of overthinking as well, and occasionally I just had some anxiety that was just seemingly from nowhere, just because I felt a bit weird, you know, like I don't know if that makes sense to you, but when I'm feeling, I don't know, weird, I don't know why I'm feeling like that, and so I might get some anxiety, and that's just something that I have dealt with most of my life, and I don't know why that happens, to be honest. But mostly, actually I think it might be because I'm like tired as well, but mostly I still have been having more better days than bad days. I'm just like very much like, I can do this, then this, then this, then this. I'm doing it in the moment, as opposed to like planning what I'm going to do so much. I don't do that as much anymore, so my time management has gone a bit downhill, but you know, I can cope with that. You know, one time I had to just run into to a computer in a room in an office to attend a meeting because I'd completely forgot about it. And thankfully I just remembered on time, but you know, being a couple minutes late, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, so that's like the extent of it, I think, but I am feeling better overall. But then like for example, like yesterday I had one of those days where I was just like, oh, I just don't want to, like I want to up my dose, and I'm glad today I feel differently. I felt differently in the evening, actually. So yeah, that's nice, I guess. So I think my reasoning, as long as the outcome was that my reasoning was, the reasons that I had before were showing up for me more regularly, and as long as I was having a lot more good days rather than bad days, and it wasn't affecting my work too much, and just my life in general too much, then it would be okay for me to stick with the 18. So that's kind of like where I still sit with that. And I feel like I'm enjoying life more. I have more emotions, which obviously, like, I don't like dealing with strong emotions. Like, I don't like dealing with, like, I don't like getting so excited in front of other people. I don't like getting sad in front of other people. And I think overall that hasn't really changed. I don't think I'm showing more one thing or another. Definitely feel a bit more moody at times. But, you know, that's just not a big deal. And the anxiety isn't so bad that I can't not deal with it. Like, I used to deal with it, like, on a daily, hourly basis. So, to me, coming up now and again really isn't much of a big deal. So, yeah, that is my update. And, wow, almost 10 minutes has gone. And I feel like I always feel like I'm talking faster, but then sometimes when I watch the videos back, I don't seem to be talking faster. Maybe it's just my mind's working faster. But if you think that I'm talking faster, please tell me, because I want to know what other people think. Yeah, so that's it basically, and I might not do another update for a while because well, I know some people just wanted to know how I'm getting on. I thought I'd just share it. So I hope everybody is doing well. I recently noticed that I don't really get a lot of comments sent to my notifications, nor replies. Like, the replies just keeps switching on itself off all the time, and I have to go back on and reset it on my settings. My notifications are set for comments, so I should get them, but I don't always. And even when I go through my YouTube studio, oh yeah, that is where I can see them all. So I'm trying to do that a bit more regularly. I just want to thank you guys for your support, and I hope this video helps somebody out there, and I will see you again soon.